Hello. With the permission of the chair, I'd like to start. Thank you. I welcome you all to this session, technical session 3, titled Investment Opportunity in Bangladesh under the Changed Socio-Economic Scenario. I am Mominul Haque. Sir already gave a elaborate introduction of myself. So what we are doing at our organization called LankaBangla Investment, we arrange fund, we buy companies, we sell companies, we structure the deals, merger, acquisition, all these things we really do. So after having a lot of technical discussion, maybe it's time to make the deals. And here we like to talk about the things that will make you feel whether the deal is possible or not. So making a deal, it requires few of the elements. For example, in which economic context you are going to invest in a particular market. At the same time, in which industry you are going to move in. So today's perspective that we are going to present over here, at first I will try to talk about the macroeconomic scenario, the prevailing macroeconomic scenario. So the term changed socioeconomic scenario I would like to present for your attention. And immediately following that particular section, I like to talk about the industries that can be a good investment option along with the ceramic sector. So at the very beginning, I like to give you a refresher because a few of the delegates are not from Bangladesh. We like to highlight the point changed socio-economic context. What does it mean? You know that during 2024, there was a big revolution in Bangladesh that is called July Revolution. And by that revolution, a long-time governing system was changed. A new interim government has taken charge of our country. So this is the change. So what are the things that were previously 2024 that was running, now what is going on? We will try to elaborate the things, how things have changed during this time. At the very beginning, our GDP size is 467 billion. But unfortunately, you can see during last 3 years, immediate after the COVID and the Russia-Ukraine war, the GDP is not growing. It is kind of coming to a static condition. It is due to the fact that our currency, Bangladeshi Taka, was depreciated against USD. It has eaten away all the growth stories. So it seems we are not growing, though we are growing, but in USD term, it is not growing. So over here, we need to look into the future how we can overcome this situation. And our sector-wise contribution, I think it is a bit towards the service sector. Better to have some more industry. I guess in coming days it will be good. Within the next 3 to 5 years, the government is taking a lot of policy measures. And GDP growth, you can see a number of international forecast provider, for example, World Bank, IMF, ADB, all are saying that 2025 will have a moderate growth around 4%. And considering a lot of reformation which are going on, this makes sense, of course. Inflation 8.48%. This is June data, June 30, 2025 data. I'm going to have more discussion on this particular part. Foreign exchange reserve, right now it is 32 billion around, which is commendable. Per capita income always increasing, and though it is slow recently, but it is increasing. We have 17 crore population, and out of this 12 crore is working age population, which is a commendable one. Credit rating, B plus and B2. B plus rated by S&P and B2 by Moody. 2023, 2024, in both of this year, our country credit rating was degraded due to number of structural problems. But I hope it will come up. I will say it in a later part. At the very beginning, the number one, the foreign exchange reserve. This is a very hyped topic. At some point, we were 46 billion. We had 46 billion in our reserve. But after the Ukraine war, like many other emerging countries, our country started to lose its reserve. And if I could put a month-wise data, I would show at some point it was less than 20 billion. And everyone is that fear and away that our country is going to have a tough time. But the government took a number of steps and it started to reverse. So we can say it is showing the sign of reversal, which is very positive. Later on, exchange rate, it was 88, 90 for a pretty long time, but later on it started to climb. Climbing. Now, after a long while, we can see it is gradually stabilizing around 120. 120 plus 1 or 2. This is the current rate. Inflation. You can see immediately after the COVID, it started to climb, mainly due to the food induced inflation, that is called. It was double digit, 10 plus. Then after the 2024 revolution, government took number of steps, and we are seeing a few of the elements are already showing positive results, because June data, which is showing that 8.48%, this is a big improvement, and government is targeting 5% by the end of 2025. If that happens, then we must say that right policies are in place. And as I said, per capita income, it is continuously increasing, though slow lately due to the devaluation, but it is increasing. Then look into the trade. We can say the trade is kind of very similar to 2023-24 financial year, 2025 data, comparing to the 25 data. But I must say there is an improvement, because over here there are only 11-month data. We could not comprehend the June data. If we can add that, of course it is higher than the 2024 data, but at the same time you need to understand there was a structural reform. A lot of major players could not play in this market. So if we consider that part and the political instability that grabbed the country from July to up to December, followed by tariff war from USA, all these things implies that this is our base status. There is no flamboyant growth, but this is the base. So we had a lot of space to grow. So this trade data is a very impressive factor that can help or motivate the investor consider Bangladesh as a positive destination. Later on, remittance. This is another bright spot for us, because 2024 June, the inflow of the remittance was 24 billion. But during this last 11 months, I mean up to May, there was 30 billion inflow in our country. So adding June, we can say it is roughly around 30 to 34 billion. So it's all around 40% plus growth compared to the previous year. So money is coming into Bangladesh in official channel. It is stabilizing our economy, and it will keep our currency afloat. Later on, government gross domestic debt, gross debt, it is not domestic, it is cumulative, both local and international. We can say that there is a lot of repayment pressure. Government had to pay to number of international investors. At the same time, the revenue collection was not good enough. Still, it is a bit higher compared to the previous year. It implies investors are considering Bangladesh as a very good country to invest. They are very liberal about Bangladesh, and they are extending billions of dollars for Bangladesh. It shows the confidence, level of confidence. Finally, current yield curve. Though this curve shows that government is issuing bond more than 12% rate, I mean long-term bond, but lately during last 30 days we can see a lot of positive changes, because 30 basis point, 50 basis point reduction is there. Though it is not reflected over there, but if we can consider September data 2025, we will see a positive change. So it is reducing. So this is the benchmark data, and of course it will reduce the other rates, for example lending rate from the banks. In coming days we can see positive changes. Current account balance, there is a big improvement. It is, I guess this will be more technical thing, I have to skip, but I must say government imposed a lot of restriction on unnecessary import. So export import are coming to the rational level, and it is improving our current account balance. It is very required for the stability of the economy. Please look into this particular part. I mean the classification level in the banking sector. This does implies a lot of things about our country. At the end of 2024 June 30, the classification level was only 12%. But at the end of March 2025, within this 9-month spell, it just jumped to 24%. Then how it happened? We must say that government has removed number of undue support system that were given towards the businesses as well as the whole system to keep the things flowery. Current Indian government is saying that we must say a bad loan as a bad loan, and we must appreciate the good borrowers. That is happening. So it is very good, because policy should be equally applicable to everyone. So this is a very important factor that is grabbing the system, but it does not necessarily mean it is showing a weakness. Rather, the weakness was already there. It is just saying the truth, which will help us to improve the future. Finally, we must say the last regime policy was badly affecting the banking system. New bank license, giving them a 6%, 9% regime, a number of things had a lot of bad impact on the banking system. As bank reflects the system, so it did had a spillover effect on the private sector. So private sector credit growth was badly affected. Right now it is 5.94%, which is far less than the government's target 9.8%. So it need to be improved. As other parameters are improving, it will also improve in coming days. So economy is suffering, stock market must suffer. At the same time, government imposed a irrational policy called floor system, and you can see a sliding factor from 6,300 level to up to 4,800 level. So this is a big slide for all around 2 years. And as market is low, price earning ratio, the PE is also low, so our financial assets are very cheap. Looking into the entire system, we can say that economy stability is restored. The buzzword that we like to say in our system, worst is over. This is the major thing, because when you like to enter into a market, you must consider at which point it is standing. The worst is over, that's the main term. I already talked about the foreign exchange market, rising inflation, because it is taming down, rising cost of fund, of course it will come down within next 3 or 6 months. Subverting credit rating issue. This is a big thing because it mainly depends on the historical data. As the policies are in place, so in coming days, maybe 2026-27, we will see government is taking it positively. The international credit rating agencies will provide better mark towards our country. Trade balance, of course, I already explained it. So if the policy works well, economy will flourish, and economy is at the particular level. It has already taken all the hits. Now it is time for growth. Being one step ahead, we can say that early sign of reversal is visible. How I can say this? Looking into the particular financial parameters, we can say that government has recently reduced a policy rate, that is called SDF rate, by 50 basis points. This is the first sign of reversal, because economy need to grow. 50 basis points on a single card is a big card. So it will stabilize the interbank lending system, and it will make fund available for the businesses. Second part, looking into that foreign banks are enhancing credit backup for BD counterparts. JP Morgan, Barclays, Citi, all those continue to reduce the Bangladeshi credit facility for last 4 years. Continuously, millions of dollars they cut down because they wanted to reduce their exposure with Bangladeshi banking system. Now they are seeing that Bangladesh is already improving, so it's time to have a good business. So they have started to increase the limit. Then inflation dropped below 9% after 27 months. It implies policies are working. Current account deficit shrinking by 5.64 billion in 11 months. I'm not going into this, but this is another important factor. Regulator intervened to rescue sinking dollar. This is a very interesting and fascinating thing. Bangladesh never experienced this thing. Within 3 weeks of time spell, BDT was appreciated. 3 taka per USD was lost. Then the central bank came in, I need to restore the value of the dollar. Then they started to buy it. But this didn't happen, that Bangladesh government had to save the dollar. I guess this is the first time. So this is a new era we are going to enter. And external debt, of course, this is the reflection of the creditors towards Bangladesh. Having said that, I must say, economy had a lot of difficulty. It had a rough journey during last 2022, 23, 24. But after this revolution, government has started to take necessary measures. Right now, things are in place. It is going through medicine, and this medicine will make us heal. And this is the right time to invest, and you can consider Bangladesh as the right destination. Okay, so as economy is ready for investment, then a prudent investor will like to ask, what are the other sweetener? It is there. I like to have some more. I like to enter into a country where other factors are there. I guess our number one factor is the demographic composition. It does have a big population with a big working age population, and people are coming to city. Rapid urbanization is there. urbanization is a good business for ceramic. I must say this is the right time for Bangladesh because minimum 63 cities are growing and a lot of people are living over there and who need household construction. This will give good opportunity for you people. And I can say Bangladesh another major strength is the participation of the female in the workforce. 42% female join in the workforce, which is one of the highest in the world. And they find that the workplaces are safe, sound, and they face less discrimination compared to many other peer countries. This gives them a sense of security and they feel it comfortable. So this is one of the major strengths, and it was built during last 4 decades. Every single year, 2.2 million people joining the workforce. They are digitally educated, they are young, and they are energetic. So if you have a business in Bangladesh, then you can pick the right person from this vast population. Of course, you can bring the expertise from your own country, but you need a certain level people from this country, and these people will be your fuel for growth. And of course, that is not the median. In fact, that is called mean age. Mean age is only 26. So our people are pretty young. You can rely on them. Then is it that I must set a company in Bangladesh and export the product to other countries? In fact, not necessarily. Because by 2030, Bangladesh will be the 9th largest consumer market. So you can consider that you will manufacture over here and sell it over here because market is big enough to consume your product. But if you still want to export it, then half of the population of this world, I mean more than 3.5 billion people really lives within a very close vicinity. Considering India and China, we can say that half of the population of this globe is very close to Bangladesh. And our country is standing at 460 billion mark. So we can expect by 2027, it will reach the magical $500 billion economy mark. So that is a very big milestone that we need to achieve. And considering the different sectors, we can say that fast-moving consumer goods, telecom, different power sector and construction sector achieve a huge return on equity, more than 25% in number of cases. So this is very encouraging for people that you can consider Bangladesh as a good destination. Like you, investor, another big group, business group Jetro, that is based in Japan, they found Bangladesh as the second most lucrative destination back in 2024 survey. Of course, Bangladesh is lying in between SAARC and ASEAN, two big block of this world. So it does offer a lot of connectivity options through air, through road, as well as through sea. Of course, there is a bit of complaint that our country's clearing system at the port is not good enough. It takes a lot of time to release the good, as well as it takes a lot of time to onboard the things. But you can see, government has taken a lot of measures. For example, they are implementing Matarabari project, Potenga project, Mongla project, Laldia project, and all these projects will increase the handling capacity of those ports 3 times. From 3 point, I mean, you can see Chittagong does have a clearing capacity of 3 million TEU. It will increase to 7.23 million TEU annually. It's a big jump. So we can say, as our country is internally connected through roads and bridges, so sea connectivity will give us edge. In coming years, Bangladesh will have no complaint in supply chain. It will be good enough in the international standard. Finally, our productivity input. Labor, it is one of the cheapest. Land, government is still renting the economic zones as a very reasonable rate compared to our peers. Other utility, for example, gas, electricity, water, these are pretty reasonably priced and it is cheap compared to any other peers. You can see telecom, paint, cement, fast-moving consumer group earned more than 25% return on equity. This is significant. So our country is going through a lot of transformation. For example, digital transformation. People are adopting internet, people are adopting apps, people are adopting financial systems, different internet-based financial systems. At the same time, there is a bulk of population who are IT workforce, professional IT workforce, more than 650K, I mean 6.5 lakh. And our national per day MFS transaction shows that the speed of economy. All these things bears a positive sign and confidence on our own economy. And if you like to invest in Bangladesh and find a right spot, 10 economic zones are there. 11 export processing zones are there. If you like to have a high-tech park presence, it is also there. So maybe you are fearing that I would be adversely affected by having a private partnership, then okay, you can go to the private partnership, PPP model. It is also there. So options are there. It is time for you to leverage. Now, if you like to invest in Bangladesh and you are thinking how I should invest, Bangladesh is one of the rarest countries who are offering 100% foreign-owned company. And our neighboring country and many other countries restrict it. They say that you must take one partner from our country. Bangladesh is not like that. You say, you do business, just give me my part, I mean the taxes. That's it. So if you want to invest in Bangladesh, then you can take back your capital, your dividend, all these things. Just one and only thing, you have to know the system and have to have a compliant investment in our country. So whenever we talk about the FDI, we like to say that you will come to Bangladesh, study Bangladesh, set up a company for maybe taking 2 years of time, then you will manufacture the product and export it. But one big part is largely missed in this particular discussion. Then why I should utilize 2 years of time? If I get a good deal and buy a company, why not? I must acquire one company. It can be a listed one or it can be a non-listed one. So it is also there. You can have a pure, the typical FDI setting a company, or you can acquire the right deal and continue. For example, in my previous part, I said that our market P is one of the lowest in the history. At the same time, 24% classification in the banking system indicates there is a lot of companies who are suffering. So in this very part, there might have a lot of deals that you are looking into. You can have the right discussion and grab the company and start the production just after 1 month, having your own people being over here. I guess this is a better way of doing it. So sector, I must say, apart from ceramic is already a mature sector. So this is not in the government thrust sector, but it is a very lucrative one, definitely. But what are the sectors government is trying to push forward as a thrust sector? For example, pharma and API, care apparels, IT and IT-enabled services, advanced textiles, renewable energy, agro-processing, leather. All this sector does have a very good return, and government is providing maximum level of policy support for these industries. And at the same time, as a lot of Chinese delegates over here, they are very acquainted with the footwear system, light engineering and automotive parts. But to be more advanced, you can look into the EV battery, technical textile, semiconductor, medical devices, and APT and toys. So I'm not going into the particular industry, but I'm just trying to focus that these are the thrust sector government is trying to push forward, and they are having the maximum level of policy support. And as I said, in this government-based discussion, acquisition is largely absent. But we are the company, we are the investment bank who are dealing with these things. So we can offer you at any point in time investment into particular bank or NBFI, steel manufacturer, cement manufacturer, power, textile, pharma, and ceramic. Of course, ceramic is there. And also a few other industries which I might have not listed over here. So if you feel that you want to be in Bangladesh, just we are one phone call away. You can have a discussion and we can take it forward. Just one point that I like to highlight, at many cases, foreign investors miss one part. They like to put their financial advisor in place, and they bring some local individual from our Bangladesh for their financial management. But our experience shows that usually it doesn't give the maximum return. You must take support from the institutions. An investment bank like us, and also we have our competitors who are also doing very good. Take our services, because we are largely present in this market and we have the maximum level of market insight. We are going to offer these services at a very reasonable rate, and it will make your life easier. So take our service, invest in Bangladesh, and have your secured investment and take the money back to your own country. Thank you all. Have a good day.